Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. Today I'm going to be showing you how I deep clean and sanitize all my brushes and sponges after I've used them. This is such a simple technique, but seriously effective. And so many people actually don't do this. I'm not quite sure why nobody else recommends this technique, but it's just so good, so quick of getting all that embedded foundation and makeup out from deep within the bristles of all your brushes. Such a good technique. So the only things you're going to need for this technique, you need two different things. The first one is a very affordable facial oil cleanser. Really important that it's a facial oil cleanser and that it has an added emulsifier in there. Or if it's a natural oil, it needs to emulsify as soon as the oil hits the water. It can't be one of those oils that stays in oil format. It needs to emulsify, which means the oil needs to transfer into a very milky looking liquid. If it doesn't do that, please don't use that oil, because the oil will then remain embedded in all your brushes and you'll get an oily film all over your face every time you use your brushes, and you really don't want that. So you must use an oil that has added emulsifiers. The second ingredient that you need is an antibacterial soap of some kind. I'm using a dish soap. The reason I'm using a dish soap is, one, it's a liquid, so it's very easy to use. Two, it's antibacterial, very important, because I want to make sure that my brushes and sponges are sanitized. And three, dish soaps are generally formulated to expel oil, and after you've used an oil, you want to make sure that your brushes are completely clean of oil after you've finished the process. So I like to use an antibacterial dish soap. And obviously you need water and all your brushes. Now, I get asked all the time how often I actually clean my brushes and how often I recommend that you clean yours. Now, anything that I use on my face, my foundation brush, bronzer, blush, powder brushes, I clean every single weekend. Once a week is enough for me, and I'm not transferring these from people. I'm not doing other people's makeup. If I was, I would clean my brushes after every single use. Anything that I use around my eyes, I clean immediately after I've used them, because for me, you can't be too careful. I think I said in another video that my daughter had a really severe reaction to a face paint brush that hadn't been sanitized properly. So around the eye area, I don't think you can ever be too careful, so I make sure that I clean those every single time I use them. And after you've seen how quick and simple this actual technique is, you will be cleaning your brushes all the time. You can thank me later. Let's get on with this video. Okay, so the oil that I'm using is the Simple Hydrating Cleanser Oil. This has actually been discontinued now. It was super cheap and I managed to get loads on sale, so I'm using that one. And as you can see, I'm using the Fairy Dishwasher Soap. So I'm going to drip a little bit of the oil, squeeze a bit of the oil onto a sanitized plate. You can see how grubby my brushes actually are. How disgusting is that? That's my blusher brush. It's my MAC 153 brush. So you just make sure that you get lots of oil in that brush and then squeeze the oil back out of the brush, and all the gunk comes with it. You can reuse this oil. You don't need to change the oil all the time, because this is not the step that's going to sanitize your brushes. This is just the step that's going to make sure that all the makeup has been broken down and can then easily be removed when you wash it underwater. Now, as you can see, the color of that water is white. So that's because the oil is emulsifying. This is definitely what you want, because you don't want any of the oil to remain within the brush. So make sure that you've squeezed that out properly. And then to remove any excess oil and also to sanitize your brush, you then need to make sure that you've dipped it in an antibacterial soap and massage that in, and then rinse that through. And then you've got a perfectly clean, beautifully sanitized brush that has taken no time whatsoever. So let me show you on this second one. This is one of the brushes that I use for any sort of cream-based blushes. It really does get cakey and messy at the bottom of the brush, so you really do need to make sure that you've squeezed every single last bit of product and got that oil right down in the depths of the bristles. So as you can see, I'm just squeezing that out there and squeezing out all of the leftover product and then rinsing that through. Look how clean that brush is almost immediately. And then dip that in the antibacterial soap just to sanitize the brush. And that brush just looks like it's as good as new. Perfectly clean brush in seconds. So if you don't want to clean just one brush at one time, because this can be quite time consuming, especially if you've got as many brushes that need cleaning as me, you can do them in lots. So it's really easy. Get a bunch load of brushes together and you can clean them all in one go. So I've actually done 4 or 5 brushes there in the same time that it would have taken me to do one brush. So that is it. It's simple, isn't it? But you will all be doing it now. The trick is to get a really affordable facial cleanser. You can find them absolutely everywhere. For all the brushes that you saw on the right-hand side of the video, I washed every single one of them yesterday and I went through around about 3/4 of a bottle of oil, which cost me around about £2.50. And I think that's a bargain. And I used hardly any of the antibacterial soap. So, it was very, very affordable, much more affordable than going out and buying an actual brush cleansing fluid, which people try and get you to buy, but really you don't need to buy anything like that. Something that you already have in the house will actually do and will be very, very effective. So let me know what you've thought about this video in the comment section below. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it for you. I found it quite cathartic actually, standing at the sink for that length of time and cleaning all my brushes, and I didn't want to use them today to actually apply my makeup because they looked so beautiful and clean. I didn't want to dirty them again anyway. I suppose needs must. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and make sure you're following me on Instagram as well. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.